Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Beautiful morning. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I am at Curmătură, going to Păltiniș. Curmătură is a little end of the road on in Sibiu area, and after this you go up the mountains. You can drive a car to Păltiniș. Păltiniș is a skiing mountain resort. I kind of butchered that, but doesn't really matter. This is a nice river where we used to come as children and bathe in it. People used to come here and have picnics. Here are some little buildings they built after the 1989. Some of them were prior to that. So I'm gonna take you for a little walk that way. I'm gonna show you here a little waterfall. The water is beautiful. It's clear. I don't know if it's clean. If you see dirt here or dirt, things that don't belong in nature, is obviously they're coming from us human beings. Cold used to be trout in it, but I don't think it's anymore, unless probably you go a little bit upstream. Small trout, not big trout. Here is a road that gets you up the valley, and again the river. So I have three subjects for this video. The first one, Putin tells us their secret weapon. What is the secret weapon of Russia today? And that coincides with my secret weapon that I mentioned a few times. The second topic, we have the Brits, or the English as I used to call them, because they're in charge. And the English are dreaming of past importance. Unfortunately, they are delusional. But hey, why should you just concede defeat when you still think that you are an empire? Still has power, but very much diminished. So Keir Starmer, Sir Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister of Great Britain, he thinks he's important, and he thinks that the West, the United States of America, and the jackals, or the plantation, they can impose anything on Russia, and obviously they can't. And they propose a peace plan as in Gaza, obviously with the inclusion of the former European powerhouses. Great Britain, France, Germany, and possibly warming themselves in the poles. Putin will smack them over their beaks, and he was never going to accept anything. He's not going to negotiate anything from a position of power. So that's I have my iPad here to discuss a few things here. So that is the second topic that I'm going to discuss. And the third one is Zelensky hates Putin. So what's new? But he hates Putin because he claims Putin hates him and Putin wants to kill him. Now I will tell you why this is delusional, and he has a problem with his ego. He's just a poor little guy, a bazaar guy, living in a foreign country, promoted and pushed by outside interests and forces, unfortunately killing the Ukrainian nation at this time. And he has this imaginary grandiose, whatever position he assigns to him or ascribes to him. I'm gonna show you something that I used to step on when I was a kid. I was playing soccer, but it's cow poop. And you just play soccer with no shoes, and sometimes it gets in between your toes. It's a very good, very nice waterfall and a little passage, bridge. So let me show you what's on the other side, and you're gonna get dizzy. Right, that's how you climb. All right, so I'm gonna go up that little road as far as I can get. So let's start with the first topic. Putin reveals the secret weapon. And as I said, his secret weapon that he's going to use here at the anniversary of Russia Today is telling the truth. Putin reveals Russia Today's secret weapon. The Russian president has congratulated the broadcaster on its 20th anniversary during a reception at the Bolshoi Theater. It's very, 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 very surprising. Only 20 years, it seems to me more than that. I've been aware of Russia Today for a long time. The written Russia Today, I don't know which one started first, obviously written. And he says here that, I'm going to read for you. There's an article coming from Russia Today, obviously. Russian President Vladimir Putin has thanked Russia Today's staff for, and I'm quoting, standing up for the truth, which he described as the network's, and I'm quoting, secret, strategic, and high precision weapon. Well, obviously it's an exaggeration, because I don't think Russia Today tells only the truth, but I think it tells more truth than the so-called free world. That's by direct observation and comparison and contrasting the two little worlds, the so-called free world and the tyrannical Putin land, Russia. And why is the truth the secret weapon? First, because these guys lie so much, it is so easy that you don't have to lie. As I said it many times before, I do not need to lie, because these guys gave me so much ammunition. So if I just stick to the truth, it's good enough. And remember, when you tell the truth, you will not forget what story you said. When you lie, you're gonna forget what was the story you told others. Therefore, that's the easiest way to catch a liar. After he tells you something, you just allow some time to pass, and then you ask, hey, what happened? Tell me that. And he might tell you a different story, and after the person tells you the different story and you catch him or her, they're gonna say that you don't remember right. This is the same story, he said it before. So it's your problem, gaslighting, okay? So this is the first topic. The second one, Starmer thinks that a Gaza kind of peace, which is not peace over there, it's just a legitimization of where the Israelis got to at this point. That's what it is. So it says UK wants Gaza-style peace plan for Ukraine. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer reportedly wants European leaders to engage with the US and draft a peace plan for Ukraine. European leaders, there's no such a thing. I think the European leaders are not working for the European interests. and that makes them corrupt, and that makes them borderline traitors. Now, I don't know if that's the case. It must be proven, and it's not going to be proven in a court of law, because there will be no court of law unless Putin takes over whole Europe, and maybe he's going to do that. But that's not going to happen, obviously. That's not the Russians' intentions, and Putin is a smart guy. Now, obviously, he's evil, but he's a smart guy. All right, so Chris Starmer doesn't understand. When you don't understand the reality, you're delusional. Okay? Especially when you invent reality. You live in a mirage. So you see people come here, they come with a car, make some food, and that's it. Have a nice afternoon. A car is coming, I think. So, the Brits are done, but they don't want to agree with that. They want to be invited and be part of this process. And this is going to be a temporary process, not a final solution. Sorry for the terms. Why is that? Because Russia did not collapse. So as long as Russia is still there, this is not going to be a peace. It's going to be a temporary regrouping until these guys will try to strike Russia again and the Russian people. The goal is not Ukraine, the goal is the world. And whomever opposes these guys' plan of takeover, which in this case are China, Russia, and whomever, they will try to destroy. Here is a little dam. Who knows when it was built? I'm not gonna come. It says Zona de Productia. It's a little walk here. Okay, I slide. A beautiful water. I don't see any fish, but oh, okay. I don't know, it's a reflection. I don't see it. So that's with the Starmer. The peace will be always imposed by the winner, right? Not by the loser. The winner imposes his terms on everybody else, not the other way around. So the United Kingdom is on the losing side at this point. And I told you, Russia's biggest victory against these jackals is the fact that it did not collapse. That's what it is. So that gets me to the third topic, which is Zelensky says that he hates Putin because Putin wants to kill him. Well, I think it's too much self-importance here coming from Zelensky Stein. And I will tell you something that I said a few times before. In 24 of February 2022, when Russia started its military operation, special military operation, in Moscow, it was Mr. Bennett. He was the then Prime Minister of Israel, Mr. Bennett, double T, probably double N too, I can't remember. So he asked Putin, according to him, I made a video on this one. According to him, he was revealing this in an interview that he had for about 4 hours after the fact. I think about 1.5 years or 2 after that particular date. And he said, I asked Putin, are you going to kill Zelensky? And Putin said, Niet. No. Now, Bennett asked him again, are you gonna kill Zelensky? And Putin again said, Niet. I know, you say, never trust that guy. Okay, never trust that guy. But this is what he said. Zelensky is still alive because the Russians did not make the decision to kill him. I think if they wanted, they could have achieved that easily. easily. That's the first one. Bennett said, former prime minister, that after that conversation with Putin, he was walking towards his airplane, leaving Moscow. And while he was walking on the tamarack, wherever he was in Moscow towards his airplane, he called Zelensky. Straight line. Zelensky was in a bunker at that time, afraid, ballless as he is. And he told Zelensky, I spoke with Putin and Putin promised me that he's not going to kill you. And according to Bennett, and it's trustworthy, it's either Putin lying or this guy, or both. Zelensky asked, are you sure? And Bennett said, yes, he promised, he said he's not gonna kill you. Are you sure? And Bennett said yes, twice. And then after that conversation, in about 2 hours, that's according to Bennett, not with Putin, not according to Putin. This little bazaar guy got out of his little rock that he was hiding on the television, and he stated that he's not afraid and we're gonna fight. Only then, according to Bennett, not to me, according to Bennett, Mr. Zelensky Stein had the balls to get out. So Mr. Zelensky must have trusted Putin because Putin spoke with Bennett. So when Zelensky says that that man wants to kill me, so I hate him, I think he is telling us a big lie. Why a big lie? Because he is a big liar. All right. So my friends, I got scared for a moment. I heard something. I was like, what the hell is going on behind me? Zelensky Steins? I was ready for an Ushiro Geri. Bam! But not the case. That was my favorite kick in Kyokushin. Ushiro Tobi Geri. I always jumped up and kicked forward, obviously. All right, my friends, this is the deal with Mr. Zelensky, who thinks that he is very, very important. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just, my friends.